Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. And in this video, I'm gonna be talking about 7 different tips, ideas to help you with your meal planning and your cooking, right? So if you've already kind of went through the shopping and prepping one, well, planning out your meals and cooking is gonna be the next step and very important step for your success in eating healthy and keeping it tasty, right? So number 1, you might have heard me say it in the previous one, but make a menu before the week starts, right? And I like this idea of doing it in wherever you're at. So I like to think about it as levels. Like level 1, when I first came across this and started utilizing it, we had a small little marker board that we would put on the refrigerator, and it had Monday through Saturday on there, Monday through Sunday on there, or Sunday through Saturday. And at least the 5 days during the week, the days that we were going to struggle the most, what I would do, Monday through Thursday actually, because Friday was actually pizza night, and so I already knew we were going to eat pizza on Friday night. So what I would do is on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I would write down the protein that I was going to cook, right? The protein that I was going to cook on each day. So I found that this was really helpful because this kept me from throwing out a lot of the food that was going bad. So I could look at the date and be like, okay, well, we're going to make salmon on Tuesday, we're going to make chicken on Monday, we're going to make beef on Wednesday, and we're going to make, turkey on Thursday, right? So I didn't really care too much about the other parts. I knew that, I would throw whatever carb that was cooked in the refrigerator together, and we would have that. I know that I could easily just throw some vegetables in the air fryer. So it was usually the protein that was going to take the most time. So what I started with when I was writing out my menu was just writing down the protein that I was going to cook on the day that I was going to cook it. And that was a huge game changer for me, and I hope it's a game changer for you. If you like to go to the next step, go ahead and write in your carb and your vegetable that you want to do with there too. That can take a little bit more time off of your back, and strategically plan it so that maybe the first 2 days you're eating the rice that you batch cook, then the next 2 days everything is going to be potatoes, and then the next 2 days everything is sweet potatoes or something. Have a strategy going in that makes your life a little bit easier and saves you some time. All right. Also, you can use Pinterest and do all that fun stuff. But guys, save time, save energy. You don't need all those things. You just need to be super simple with your tips. All right. Number 2, pick an easy breakfast meal that doesn't take time, but does get the job done, right? So a lot of times you don't like to eat heavy breakfast in the morning. So having things like egg bites already prepared can be a game changer for you. And that's super simple, right? There's different ways you can do it, but here's the simple way to start. You take a big bowl, you crack up some eggs, you throw it into the bowl, and you whip them up. You throw in some veggies, your favorite things like parsley and onions and tomatoes, and chop up whatever it is that you want to throw in there. Anything that you might throw in like an omelet. Right? Go ahead and cook up some protein on the side, right? Go ahead and brown up some protein, do some turkey bacon, some ham, whatever you like, some chicken. And once that's cooked, throw that into the pan. We like using or chicken sausage, like the breakfast chicken sausage. Once it's cooked up, cut it up, throw it into the bowl, stir it all up, and then pour it either into muffin tins or into a big baking sheet, and then you can just bake it as a casserole and cut it into pieces, or you can just pop them out as little muffins. But you can take these on the go, and they're super easy and super delicious. Even my baby Kira, she loves these things. She crushes them every single time, and I don't really have to think about making eggs early in the morning, because sometimes it can be a little bit of a hassle. Right? Also Greek yogurt, and then throwing in some fresh fruit, throwing in a little bit of protein in there, some chia seeds, right? Some hemp seeds, whatever it is, making something nice and easy, light, that your stomach can handle. Because I know sometimes people don't like eating early in the morning because their stomach doesn't handle food that well early in the morning. So these are some tips and tricks that can help you, get the game started. But, doing also protein banana bread so that it's dense. You're using protein powder, and you're using banana and fresh ingredients, right? So doing things like that and eating that in the morning is going to make sure that you're feeling full and satisfied. This is going to stop you from making bad choices and get you through to your lunch. All right, so number 3. Sorry, I put up 2 fingers there. Number 3. All right, finding healthy restaurants that you can, choose while you're at work, or, alternate different food choices from. So, I know that here in, locally in Voorhees, we have Healthy Garden, we have Panera, and we have a couple locally owned things like Pho, different restaurants locally that I strategically will kind of go to at different time periods if I do need to grab something while I'm out. And the reason is that I pick these food places because they either are using really high quality ingredients, right? They have the same alignment as far as like the type of food that they want to serve to the customers, the type of food that I want to eat as far as fits my goals. So I'm always out there looking for healthier restaurants, not really falling into the trap of just picking restaurants that seem healthy, because there's a lot of restaurants that seem healthy that aren't actually really that healthy, right? They sell you on that they're healthy, but a lot of times they're just using a lot of fats and they use a lot of marketing buzzwords. So you have to really kind of just look at it as like, man, you know, are these people frying their food, or are they doing like fresh grilled stuff? It's, you know, fresh ingredients every single time. That's the kind of place that you want to look for. All right, so number 4, when cooking, try to cook for multiple meals instead of just once. I always say, don't just cook once, cook twice, right? Don't just cook once, cook twice. You want to make sure that if you're making dinner, think about what you're going to have for lunch tomorrow and maybe do that as well. If you're making lunch, think about what you're going to eat for dinner and maybe cook that. Even if you don't cook it, at least sometimes if you've got stuff out and you're cutting and prepping things, that might be a good time for you to also cut and prep a few more things. So being able to, you know, utilize that time, because you're going to clean up. So why make it that you're cleaning up 2 and 3 times? Just clean up once and just cook a bunch of food so that you have it. And that's kind of how we like to do things. So we might make, like, you know, boil a whole thing of eggs, you know, make a bunch of pasta, make some, you know, sweet potatoes, throw some rice in there, cook some chicken, right? And then we might do some ground beef, right? So we have all this food ready to go. So when we're hungry, we don't have to be, you know, thinking about what are we going to eat. You know, you just go in there, you look at stuff, and you're like, oh, I kind of want this, I kind of want that. It's a great way. It's kind of like buffet style, right? It's buffet style, but you made it, it's healthy, and it's in your house, right? Now, moving on. Number 5, right? Using flavor enhancers to make your food taste better, right? So what do I mean by flavor enhancers? Flavor enhancers are, think about like garlic, think about onions, right? Whenever I'm cooking, I like to do the oil in the pan first, and then I like to throw in some onions, right? I'd never like to make chicken without, you know, doing some onions first, or if I do have some fresh garlic, you know, popping it up, you know, doing a little thing where you peel it, and then you put the knife down and you pop it, and then it kind of breaks it open, and you throw it onto the oil and it cooks it. That's going to give it some flavor. If you're into spicy stuff, you can do like little peppers and things like that, all right? Doing those kind of flavor enhancers in the pan before you start cooking is only going to make your food taste a lot better. And I do believe there's going to be a video in this portal somewhere with how to cook and make your food taste better. So you can go check that out, where I kind of do that in that video. I actually kind of go over the shoulder and show you how I cook the onions first, and then I add my chicken, and then I can do my turkey, and then you'll see how I'm also cooking 2 things at once. So I'm using multiple of these principles that I'm teaching you in that video, right? I'm using flavor enhancers. I'm cooking multiple things at once. I'm prepping multiple proteins so that we have food in the refrigerator to eat, right? So practicing what I preach, guys. I'm practicing what I preach. All right. And then number 6, utilize different cooking appliances. So I like rant and rave, and they probably should be paying me by now, but my Ninja Foodie all-in-one pressure cooker, air fryer, whatever, it does everything, right? I love this thing. I can cook a whole chicken in there. I can air fry, you know, grilled chicken in there. Like if I want to cut up little chicken pieces and like kind of throw them in there like little Chick-fil-A nuggets, you can just easily bread them, throw a little spray on there and air fry them. I can easily just take frozen vegetables and dump them in there, and I can air fry it. I love using it for doing potatoes, right? So I'll cut up sweet potatoes and pressure cook them and then air fry them and make them crispy on the outside and chewy on the inside. Right, so a lot of ways to make your food taste really, really good. And this makes it that you don't have to go out to eat at a restaurant, right? The whole goal with your cooking game is that you don't get tempted to actually go out to eat, because a lot of times people go out to eat because they feel like it either tastes better or it's more convenient. So if you can make your food taste better at home and you can make your food more convenient, then you pretty much get rid of the reason for you to have to go out and spend extra money on food, which means that you can invest money in things that are going to make you better, right? Things that you're actually going to enjoy in life, right? So it's like a lot of these food tips are actually going to save you a lot of money as well, right? So other things are like smokers, because I like smokers and crock pots, grills, anything that you can kind of like oven, like anything you can kind of put food in and walk away. One of the things that we used to do was take like the chicken, and we would get like a big baking sheet and we would put chicken on there. We would put like the potatoes and cut up like Brussels sprouts or broccoli, and we would like put oil on top of it and season it, and we would literally just throw the entire sheet inside of the oven, and we would just let it cook for 30 to 40 minutes, and you would have just roasted, like your whole meal would be cooked, and you could just be sitting on the couch chilling, watching Netflix, going back and forth, making sure that, you know, obviously it's not burning anything, but, you know, it's a real simple way, because a lot of times we're just tired, right? So a lot of the cooking strategies that I try to come up with are ones that are going to save you time and that don't take a lot of energy. So if you have Brussels sprouts already cut up, or if you have broccoli and cauliflower in a bag, because maybe you buy like the bags at Target or ShopRite or whatever that come in the steamable bags, right? You can have it just there, or if you have the frozen bags, it really doesn't matter which one you choose. But if you have those bags, you can easily just open them up, air fry them or pan fry them, and then boom, you have your meal ready to rock and roll. So it's just easy stuff, guys. Food preparation stuff that's going to save you time, right? You don't have to be fancy. Number 7, the last one, guys. Last one, finding inspiration on the internet or asking questions in the Facebook group, right? This is one that I find is a huge one. So many times people post a meal in the Facebook group and then everyone goes crazy and they're like, whoa, this one looks really, really good. And like, where did you do that? How'd you get this tip? And like, I'm always like, man, like, if you post in that group, you're going to see that a lot of people are going to be on the same kind of path as you. Therefore, like, you can easily kind of get them, you can get ideas and inspiration by sharing what you're doing. So sharing pictures of your food and what you're doing, or even just asking a question or commenting on somebody else's meal. Well, that's a super simple way to kind of get some ideas flowing, because there's lots of people that have strategies on eating healthy or pairing things together that you might not have thought about, or recipes that they have that you might like. So when you're engaging in the group and when you're asking those questions, people are going to be giving you some answers that might surprise you. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next video. I hope you enjoyed these 7 tips to help you with your meal planning and your cooking.